All right, Chris, for the third and hopefully the final time, welcome. It is a pleasure to have you here, Mr. Asado.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here with you, Mr. Luca.
That did not sound rehearsed or like we've done
Not at all. Not at all. I haven't been here since L18.
Yeah, right?
It's been quite a while, hasn't it?
What a party.
That was the party.
That was the party.
The party.
And I'm
not just a party, it was the party.
I'm not just saying that because I hosted it. Like, it was by far the best party I've ever been to.
It was such a good party. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Like,
how many people do you think we had here?
what was that movie?
Project X?
That's it.
Yeah.
It was a slightly downscaled version of Project X.
Yeah, we just didn't have enough midgets. That was the only thing we were missing.
Yeah, pretty much. And the house didn't blow up.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
I think we dodged a bullet with that, though.
Oh, yeah. By narrowly, but we almost did.
It's tough to sell to my parents to let me do another party.
I don't think it's ever going to happen again, is it? Ever.
We're thinking Halloween.
Oh, yeah?
Halloween could happen.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. But if you want to come, you have to be subscribed to the channel. It's the one rule of invitation.
Done. Not a problem.
Beautiful.
That's it, guys. Make sure you subscribe.
Shameless plug there. No, bro. You DJ'd the shit out of that party. You brought the beats and made it something special.
I popped a speaker at that party.
Have you ever popped a speaker before?
Never. Those speakers I've had those speakers about over 10 years. Mm. And I think the person before me had them for like another 5 years. So those speakers held up.
Yeah.
But they just couldn't hold on,
Yeah.
At L18. They just,
yeah.
You know what? This was too much for them.
Yeah. I mean, we had a jumping castle. We had an open bar. We had a pool. We had flares going off. We had people doing...
We did too.
We had people doing burnouts in the front of the house. Like, dude, it was wild. How many people do you think we had?
Easily over 200.
Yeah.
Easily, yeah?
Yeah. I told my mum would cap it at 100. And then you catch me at the front gate, like shirtless, not in the best state of mind. I was completely fucked.
You were getting carried on an inflatable...
Yeah, an inflatable boat.
Boat or something.
Yeah.
I remember. You were in Tarzan? No, was that...
No, that was the other guy. I was King of the Jungle.
You were King of the Jungle. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw he was getting carried.
Yeah.
That was good.
There's a photo of that somewhere, but to find that photo, I'd have to scroll through some questionable stuff, so I'll just drop it right there. Nah, but it was honestly one of the best parties I've ever been to.
Yeah, likewise. That was your own party.
The challenge has been set. If someone can do a better house party, because that's the condition, right? It can't be clubbing. It can't be like a festival. It has to be like a traditional house party. Just invite everyone that you know or that you don't know. And if you can top L18, like, man.
Without it getting wild, without punch-ons.
Yes.
Which that was like the best part of the whole party.
Oh, for sure.
It was literally a party and there was no bad beef. Everyone was just cool as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like, that was probably one of the biggest concerns, because you're inviting, when you've got 200 people in an enclosed space, it just takes one guy to hook up with the wrong girl and,
it's blood sport.
100%. It turns into an MMA fight.
That's it, exactly.
Which is maybe what we needed. No, bad idea. Bad idea.
No. Take it back. You've crossed the line there, mate.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Mate,
sorry. No, it was good. Everyone had a good time, but everyone was safe and it was just fun.
Yeah,
just
it was
a bunch of drunk 18-year-olds having a good time. What more can you ask for? And I accredit a lot of that to you, man.
Thanks, man.
How did you get your start in DJing? I guess that would be the lead.
How did
question.
I start? Okay, so when I was a kid in primary school, and well, actually, no, I think it goes further back. Actually, I think I always had a love for music as a kid, as a young little kid. Which I'll put a photo up there for you. I'll send it to you later.
Yeah, you have to.
I was always into my parents bought me this little microphone and little radio cassette recorder.
Yeah.
And I used to put in the microphone, put my headphones on, talk and play music through it.
Yeah.
And this is easily probably early 90s, late 80s.
How old do you think you were?
Probably 3, 4, 5. No, I'd probably say 3, 4. Yeah, 3, 4 probably, yeah.
Wow,
Probably
so
go
this
younger.
is ingrained into who you are as a person.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
There was always something there. Then later on, junior years, I mean, I do remember going to in primary school. I went to a school disco, and I see a DJ, and I'm like, "Wow, this is cool! Look at him mixing all these songs, like and all these songs. When I'm talking about '90s songs, like this is like the X-Files theme, Rhythm of the Night, like that era, like the '90s, old school '90s, and Nutbush when it was still like."
I mean, it still is to this day.
When it was fresh.
Right, okay.
Things like that. So, and I was just like, whoa, this guy's cool. I want to do what he's doing. So I started buying singles.
Right. Now, for a person that sucks, that's 22 years old, what are singles?
Singles is a CD.
Wow.
But instead of having a full album on it, it has like about 2, 3. Well, you're buying one song with about 2, 3 remixes as well on top of that. It usually costs about $5, $6 to buy.
Yeah.
And they were like, if you're in school, that's what you could afford.
Yeah.
You'd go and buy a single of the latest track. Let's just say, I don't know, what's your favorite track?
Right now?
Yeah.
Whew, that is a good question.
What is your favorite track right now?
What is my favorite track right now? I don't know. You know what? I listen to such a diverse range of music. I jump from rap, I jump from pop, I jump to EDM. Like, I'm one of those guys.
What's the last song you heard today that got you grooving?
Okay, you know which one I'm fucking loving right now? Have you heard that new one? It's in my YouTube because the name is so cliche that you can never remember it. But let's pull this bitch up. It's an EDM song, and it got famous from a TikTok, I'm pretty sure. Love Tonight by Shouse. Have you heard it? All I need is your love. Yeah.
Tonight. Yeah.
How good is that song?
That song just gets you in that mood.
Have you seen the TikTok of the Russian guy?
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not a massive TikToker, eh?
I
don't even have an account on TikTok.
You should consider it.
I know.
I was very resistant.
I'm going to go down that rabbit hole and I'll never get out of it. I'm
scared that's the problem. Well, if you're disciplined about it and you're smart about it, because look, it's a very good promotional tool, right? And I was very anti-TikTok up until about a week ago.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, it is the best thing to ever exist.
It's like the new Instagram, the new Facebook.
Literally, it's the new Instagram. Instagram's become Facebook. Facebook's become MySpace.
You know what? I was surprised the other day when you told me about Snapchat, how you guys are still using it.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it died.
Listen, bro. Snapchat is just that dirty little part of your phone that you keep there for the
ones that, those 5-second
photos
and then they disappear kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Without a trace, never knew. Like, there's still utility in that. Anyways, I want to show you.
Got me thinking.
Yeah, exactly, right? I want to show you this TikTok, man. I'm going to have to bring this closer.
Let's get these chips out of the way.
Yes. So this guy, he's this Russian, and he's obviously like an electrician.
Yeah.
And he is watching this EDM festival from like a distance. And bro, what he does next is fucking brilliant. Let's see.
Oh, yes, I have seen this.
Yes, this is great.
I have seen this.
He's just watching from a distance.
This is awesome.
And the song's pumping. It's just about to drop. He's surrounded by some cables or something.
He's the world's biggest party pooper, isn't he?
Oh, no.
Just like the internet.
Move tonight. He's like vibing to the song with them. And
oh my god, that is amazing!
Isn't that the best thing ever?
It's so good. It's so good.
You didn't hear it there, but in the afterwards, you hear like all the groans, like no. So if you're listening on audio only, there's this Russian guy, and he's watching a music festival from the distance, and he's literally right next to like these cables. I don't know if he's like an electrician or if he's just got an access to it. Like who knows what the fuck happens in Russia, right?
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, you've been to Russia.
I've been to Russia.
You've been to Russia.
I speak a little bit Russian.
You know what happens there.
Yeah,
you know people.
I can't talk about it.
Okay.
And he cuts off the power right as that song is about to drop, and it just kills this entire music festival. It's brilliant. And if it wasn't for TikTok, we would have never seen that video.
That's
so
true.
Get a TikTok account.
Okay, I'll get one. You've convinced me.
Yeah.
You have convinced me.
No, I use it primarily to promote the podcast, and like I take up a lot of these clips and put them out there, and some of them do well, some of them don't. But it's just good to be in the ethos, you know.
I'm a bit of a rebel, and I kind of resist. But you know what? I'm gonna de-resist and you know, actually fall in line and actually get TikTok. I'll
come join the dark side.
Join us. Join us.
It's more fun on our side. We do less, and we all have ADHD, but you know it's fun.
Oh yeah. What do you mean? Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably my favorite song right now.
Okay, so yeah, back to where we're going.
Yeah, back to where
we were talking about singles, weren't we?
Yes, we were.
That's right. Yeah. So basically, that song on a single, you're purchasing that song on one CD, and it probably has the original radio edit. It might have one or two remixes of the same song, like a different.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like they'll come with an extended version.
Yeah.
They'll come with some DJ Donkey Kong, whatever his name is. I'm just making it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, DJ edit, maybe another one too. And sometimes if you're lucky, you might get a bonus track, which is another song from the album.
It's like a little Easter egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was it. And they paid about $5 for them. But yeah, that's what you do back in the 90s and
so
early
how do you
noughties.
take these CDs and then mix them into, you know, like these sets?
I wouldn't. So I just collect my CDs.
Okay, gotcha.
So I started off with that. And yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're all right.
Yeah, so eventually what I did was my mum actually bought me a big fat Radio Shack mixer from like Tandy's Electronic back in the day. So Tandy's was like a Dick Smith kind of thing.
Yep.
And because someone had bought it and then put it on lay-by and then didn't finish paying it off, and it stayed there for like over a year or something. And by then, you know, it gets put back into the shelf. And the guy said to me, "Look, there's about $50 owing on this. If you want it for $50, it's all yours."
Damn, score.
Yeah, my first mixer. And my first CD players were DVD players from Woolworths.
DVD players?
Yeah.
Oh, were they interchangeable like that?
No, they were just press play. So, yeah, my mixing wasn't great. I couldn't actually mix. I was just jukeboxing. You know, but that was my high school years. That's all I knew how to do. Press play, crossfade, press play, crossfade. It was really shocking. Really bad mixing. But that's how I started, really.
Well, you know, man, like, to become good at something, you have to accept the fact that the first time you do it, you're going to have to be shit at it.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I started with nothing. And that mixer, I still have it.
Really?
Yeah, but it's not even a DJ mixer.
It doesn't need to be, man. That's like a staple of time. That is the foundation of your career.
It had 12 channels. It was this big.
Yeah.
Useless.
Yeah.
But it did a job. That's right. It did the job. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And like, look, if it wasn't for that mixer, then you wouldn't be in the position where you're at today. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very...
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm sure one day I'll look at these microphones and this setup and go, what the fuck was I thinking, you know? But, like, right now, for me, this is everything. This microphone, as soon as I'm behind it, I'm so comfortable I'm just myself.
And the more you apply to it, the better it gets.
And so you would have felt the exact same way with your mixer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. It was what I had, and I loved it. You know? But yeah, so yeah, I started with that. Started buying singles. Got to high school. I finally got my first PC computer. Big thing like this.
Yeah.
You know, and I downloaded this program called Atomix MP3. And I kind of learned, and also I discovered Napster over the years.
I've heard about Napster, but I don't really know what it is.
Do you ever have LimeWire?
You know what? I was scared of LimeWire because I heard about all the viruses.
It was like cancer for your computer.
Yeah, literally. It was like putting a cigarette in your computer.
Basically, yeah. It was just, the worst. Actually, they called it AIDS for your computer. That's exactly what they called it. Because you could just contract it whenever, Yeah. Yeah, if you didn't have an antivirus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, Napster was a little bit safer from what I remember, but yeah, it was the same concept, free MP3s, like sharing.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how much music has progressed and the technologies have
wow.
evolved over time?
Yeah.
Like, to get free music was a big deal. I remember being a kid and, like, being 13, 14 years old and, like, Fireflies was, like, a really big song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember that, yeah.
And, like, you would, like, as soon as you heard it, you'd go, oh, my God, I'm going to go to YouTube to MP3 and just, like, download that bitch, And then you just listen to it all day. Or, like, Airplanes by, the Flat Earth guy. It's B.O.B.
B.O.B. Yes.
Yeah. And you just get these like crappy little songs on like your iPod Touch and then Bluetooth them to your friends, or even before the iPod, your Motorola's or whatever you had, your Nokias, your Blackberries.
Nokias didn't play music, not the first ones anyways.
Okay, right.
The first ones had just a green screen.
Yeah.
And if you were lucky, you could put a custom ringtone on it.
Ooh.
Yeah, what was it? No, just like Polographic or something like that was called. I don't know. It was just you could actually type your own like musical notes in there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It was pretty cool. It was custom. I remember we had about the Uruguayan club. Everyone had the Celia Cruz. That's it, and that's all you could get.
Yeah,
just on repeat.
Yeah,
little things like that. Yeah,
and
technology has changed.
And now it's like you have access to every single song that's ever been made in human history, like right here.
Yeah. At the tip of your hands, like literally at the tip of your hands.
Literally.
Like you know how long it took me to download one MP3?
Tell me.
Half an hour if you were lucky on a 56k modem.
You would, if you were a music streaming company and took you half hour to download a song, like you'd be out of business in a week.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And well, before then, before this Napster service was available, you had cassette tapes. And what you'd do is, if your friend bought, the latest album that you liked, you'd borrow it for the week. You press record on the cassette tape. And hopefully it fit on one side. If it doesn't, you have to flip it back the other side and record the other side too. And that's how you get your, that's how you burn CDs.
Yeah.
When burning CDs wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah.
So burning CDs realistically came out 99, 2000s around there, if I remember correctly. And they were expensive. So yeah, it's a very different world from what it is now. It's a lot. It was things were free. Yeah. So.
And we're talking in a space of 20 years, man. Like that's nothing. Like for as long as I've been alive, that's what the evolution has been. Because I kind of caught the tail end of that cassette tape and leaning more into CDs, and then even burning CDs was kind of like a weird thing to do because, we had YouTube, and YouTube was where you'd find music. And it just kept evolving and evolving, and more money kept getting produced by these companies, and then get faster and faster and faster. And then before you know it, it's like Spotify comes. It's like, wait, all music is free? Every song is free? No way.
How are they making money?
Yeah, right.
Well, they are. There's different ways.
There's
different ways now that they do now.
Well, that's the thing, right? They've been able. What Spotify has done very well is they've been able to address exactly what everyone wants, which is free music, and then find clever ways in getting money out of it.
Technically, Spotify is not free. You pay subscription.
You pay subscription or you pay with ads. It's one way or the other.
That's right.
But, I mean, look, if we're talking $15 a month as compared to $15 back then would have got you, 3 singles?
If you're lucky, yeah.
If you're lucky, 3 singles. Like, that's a big jump, man.
Albums still cost what they were before,
Yeah.
$30. $20 to $30.
I just recently got a record player. It was gifted to me, actually. And the first album I had to get was J. Cole.
Nice.
Yeah, Forest Hills Drive.
Quick question: how much did it set you back for the
I have
album?
no idea. It was a gift.
Oh, was it a gift? Was it? Okay.
I'm sure it was
They've
hefty.
gone up in price. Yeah. Vinyls have gone up a lot higher now than what they used to be.
But I love it. I'll rep it right now because it's fucking.
Man, show. Give us a crack.
Yeah, 100%. Like this is right here is the GOAT, man. The GOAT, the greatest rapper, in my opinion, of this modern generation.
Let's have a look.
How beautiful is that, bro? You got intro, January 28th, Wet Dreams, Adolescence. I mean, nothing hits like that. First things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil.
That's pretty good, that one.
Yeah. He's up there, man. I fucking love him.
He's one of my favorites. Definitely is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Good old J. Cole.
Yeah. You into the rap scene?
I am a little bit. Not as much as I was back in the day.
Right.
So, yeah. I used to love Snoop Dogg, Eminem.
Ooh, icons.
Dre.
Did you hear about Snoop Dogg's mum?
No.
She recently passed away.
No way.
I know.
Damn.
It's horrible.
My condolences to you, Snoop Dogg.
Yes, he was listening to this, actually.
Is it really?
Yeah. We're actually homies. Like, we usually smoke up right before I record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell him I said hi, hey.
100%. No, but honestly, it's horrible. And, you know, you don't...
It is pretty...
You don't wish illness or death upon anyone, obviously.
No, of course not. I mean? Of course not.
But when it's someone like Snoop Dogg, who's just such an icon and he's done so much for the culture, and you know, he was smoking weed publicly before it was
acceptable. That's right. He made it acceptable. He was part of the reason why it became acceptable.
Huge part of weed culture.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I know people that have never touched a joint in their life. And if Snoop Dogg passed them one, they'll be like,
oh, 100%.
It was Snoop Dogg. I had to do it.
Snoop told me to.
Yeah, 100%. And not only that, the way he shaped music and just, you know, massive. Yeah.
What's your favorite album?
You know what? He's released some new stuff lately. Have you heard his song with Ozuna?
With Ozuna?
Yeah.
I actually haven't.
He's done a song with Ozuna recently.
I've missed that one.
Yeah. I don't know what album it's from, though, so...
I heard the one with Snoop did it with the Mexican band.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard this. Okay,
That's
so
a really
I don't
good
know
one.
if this is an album or a mixtape or what the story is, man. But it's called Snoop Dogg Do It When I'm In It, feat Jermaine Dupri, Ozuna, and Slim Jxme.
Ah, yes, I have heard this.
You've heard this?
Yes, I have.
Dude, hearing Snoop Dogg, I Want to Thank Me, that's the album.
I like this.
Yes, it's such a vibe.
It is. It really brings it back.
Such a vibe.
It brings it back.
Yeah. And so I love seeing those collaborations where like more traditional Western artists, like American especially, go into that Spanish realm and come out with something brilliant like that. Dude, that is...
What does type in Snoop Dogg con Sinoleo?
I wouldn't know how to spell that.
I can't even say it properly.
No,
yeah, that's it.
Is that Portuguese or Spanish? What's the
Mexican.
Mexican, right. Have you seen those photos of Snoop Dogg just everywhere? He's like in some K-pop drama, and then he's like, yeah, man, Snoop Dogg.
Are they legit?
Yeah.
Wow, well, you guess so. He's in Manulog.
Exactly, right? He's just everywhere.
That's the only commercial that I feel like, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, right. Manulog.
I didn't even use Manulog, but
neither do I. I just loved it. I loved the commercial just because he was in there, in Lowrider.
100%. Is this the song?
That's the one. That's
Ooh.
It. That's it. Banda MS. That's it. Not bad.
Wait, I have heard this. Snoop Dogg's in this?
Yeah, let's just go forward a bit.
Yeah. Wow. Wow, like
that's a legit release
in Spanish. Yeah. That's legit.
It's legit, man.
That's legit. That is fucking
nuts.
Fat,
isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's amazing. He's brilliant. And my condolences to him, his family. You know, like it's horrible what happened, but
it is definitely
it's the reality of life. It's the reality of life.
Yeah. It's everyone's worst nightmare, unfortunately.
Of course, man. Of course.
Yeah.
Speaking of music in Spanish culture in general, did you hear about J Balvin?
About what? What's the latest news?
Oh, he's in some hot water, son.
Tell me.
He's in some trouble.
Tell me. What did he do?
J Balvin, right? Like he's kept a clean sheet this whole time.
Yeah.
He's pretty like
Pretty colourful.
yeah, exactly. You know, like he's pretty what I would consider to be very. I don't know if I would say left-leaning, but he seems to be very liberal, very, promoting all kinds of artists, whether they're black, gay, straight.
Yeah, that's right. Which is great. It's good.
It's good. You want to see more
Exactly
of that,
right,
for sure.
you
I
do.
have no problems with that
100%.
at all. But he recently... Do you know his song, Perra?
Yeah.
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 Good song, right?
Yeah.
Catchy.
Catchy.
Not his best, not his worst. It's good.
Yeah, it's just generic, but it's good.
Well, the music video came out in September, and I don't know if it did numbers or if it didn't do numbers. I mean, it's a J Balvin, so it's going to get 10 million regardless, right?
Correct.
In the video, he had this one scene, and for those people who don't speak Spanish, perra is like a double entendre. So you've got entendre. How do you say that word? I always get stuck on it. Entendre? No. Double entendre. It has a double meaning.
Double
like
entendre.
Double entendre. There
Entendre,
you go.
yeah.
It's so nice speaking to an adult.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
So perra in Spanish means female dog, but it also doubles down as bitch, which is pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah, like ella es una perra. It's like she's a bitch.
Yes. It's exactly the same meaning that it's in English, basically.
Yeah. And so he's created this song, and it's got a lot of sexual references, and es una perra en calor. So
she's a dog on heat.
She's a dog on heat, right? Yeah. And anyways, the music video came out, and the music video stirred the pot quite a bit.
How bad is it? I haven't had actually.
I'll let you react to it here because I've got the
there we
screenshot.
go.
This is the one scene that's...
Ladies and gentlemen, Luca's reactions.
This is the one scene that's getting him in a lot of trouble right now. It's just the one still frame, man.
I see.
Yeah. I mean...
I see.
Yeah. Not very good looking. So
it's obviously misinterpreted, but it's the way it's
yeah
seen.
So for those people that are just listening, it's J Balvin. He's got blonde hair and he's in a wife beater with shorts, and he's walking what I can only describe as two females on dog leads, and they've got like makeup to make them look like dogs, right? Which is obviously a callback to the name of the song, which is Perra.
Yeah.
Firstly, you've got two females on dog leads, which is,
And in 2021, it's hey, how you doing?
It's hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
And then it also happens to be that these two females are black.
Yeah.
Which doesn't help the case at all.
At all.
At all.
At all. Yeah.
Now, I'm very much like you in the case that I actually didn't hear about this until, well, you heard about it today and I heard about it earlier this morning. It wasn't until he apologized about the video that anyone really was making much noise about it. In my hemisphere anyways. Obviously, someone was saying something negative about the song. There's a lot to unpack. Firstly,
it's interesting.
It's interesting, right? And I want to, firstly, it's really worth pointing out that whether you like J Balvin or whether you don't, what he's done for the South American music community and what he's been able to do for Colombia in particular is sensational.
First of all, my first things, let's not cancel J Balvin.
Let's not cancel J Balvin, right?
Actually, if anything, let's cancel culture.
I'm so glad you said that. We're on the same page.
Because at the end of the day, music is music.
Mm-hmm. So this is where it gets interesting, right? Because on one hand, you've got the very strong feministic point of view, which is to say, this is misogynistic. It's putting females in a bad light. You're leaving a bad image on your impressionable audience.
Correct.
I hear you. I get it.
And you don't want your kids seeing that either.
Yeah, right.
Because kids, they see, monkey do.
Yeah, but I would counter that to say how many kids are actually going and walking dogs or females dressed as dogs, rather. I think that's a very important amendment to make. Females dressed as dogs on leashes. Like, that is, we're talking fringes now.
Yeah.
So I think what the real chorus issue with a lot of people bringing to this was that it's the messaging behind it. And I hear that. I get it. Like, it's very... If you're not accustomed to this kind of thing, if you're not accustomed to especially South American music and South American music videos, it's confronting.
It is confronting. It is, especially, if you're not from South American heritage, because, you know, our cultures, we're a bit more laid back.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, let's look at the kind of nicknames that we give each other. Like,
exactly.
You know, I'm not going to actually say because we have a wide audience here, but I'm going to go as little as saying, you know, we're the kind of culture that where we call each other nicknames such as gordo. If you're fat, your nickname is fat.
Yeah.
You know, we've got thick skin. We laugh about things like that.
And I think that's what makes South American culture great, man.
Exactly. There are some bits and pieces we often tease each other about our own heritage and what skin color we are, but we don't mean it in a racist way.
Yeah. So what you're referring to is the term negro.
That's correct.
Which means
I was going to avoid
yeah,
it.
no, that's fine. That's fine. I've got no problem saying that publicly. And so in South American culture, and this has been a problem with a lot of South Americans.
It's happened. It's happened like specifically with soccer players.
Luis Suarez. Yes.
Exactly.
Who's next on my wall, by the way?
Oh, he better be. I was wondering why he wasn't there.
Yes. I had to save the best to last. So the big problem with that is that negro in a lot of, you know, pockets of South America is a term of endearment.
Correct.
So it's kind of like saying, negro, you know, and the tone there is very important because it's almost saying, what's up, pal?
It's specifically in Uruguay.
Yeah.
There, it's a major form of endearment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with that or not.
It's not every country.
Not every country, for sure.
In some countries, it is very offensive. But I know specifically in Uruguay, it's definitely a big form of endearment.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, like my aunties will call me negro all the time, and I've never once flinched about it. You know, like obviously I'm not black, but I've got a little bit of color to my skin because my heritage is from, you know, indigenous Uruguayan.
We're a mixed bag, aren't we?
We really are a mixed bag.
We are a big mixed bag. And so
my heritage is from indigenous Uruguayan cultures who were very, very dark skinned. And, you know, as the bloodlines kind of proceeded, I've become whatever I am. So I can get it if you're looking at it through a modern lens in 2021 where things like Me Too and, you know, cases where you've got like just cancel culture really at its peak and you're looking at this one instance isolated.
Yeah. And
we're talking about one still frame right here in a 4-minute video. If you look at that through that lens, I get it.
Yeah,
I understand.
Totally. Like I haven't seen the whole video clip and I don't know what it's about, really. I mean, visually, what it's about.
Yeah,
it might.
Look,
might paint a different story together.
No, look, the dog references continue through.
They do. Okay.
Yeah, and it's not just to females. Like, there's guys dressed as dogs. There's there's this one actress, this one singer in particular.
Right.
Let's find her name. Which is interestingly enough has not been brought into the limelight because of this. They don't have it here. Hang on. Is that her Instagram there? Yes. Tekashi. Tekashi. Interestingly enough, she has not been dragged through the mud at this at all. Mm-hmm. Why not? Because she's black and she's female. And she's part of the music video and like a central part of the music video.
And she's dressed as well?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's behind the scenes clips here. And I mean, like, look, it's all there for show, man. And she's loudly promoting this. Yeah. You know, like... I'm sorry, the internet's not great down here. But I mean, look, dude, she's leaning into it. She knows it's going to be controversial. She's going to be loud. She's wearing fluoro green. There's a bunch of people dressed as dogs around her, and they're filming this. My question is, if you're J Balvin and you've got a PR team and you've got all the money in the world, why is no one tapping you on the shoulder and saying, hey, bro, maybe this wasn't the one?
I'll be questioning my PR team to begin with. Like, why did you even think about doing this?
Yeah.
Because I don't think J Balvin, plans all his moves.
Yeah, I think he's just the face of a big machine.
Most artists are like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's obviously like his brand is colourful.
Yes, absolutely.
That's to begin with. That's
absolutely.
his thing. But that is pretty controversial. I've never seen something like that from J Balvin.
No, and that's why it's interesting to me because he's very much kept a clean slate.
Very clean, like cleaner than Bad Bunny, and Bad Bunny's done some pretty interesting stuff as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my question to you though, now,
shoot,
Bad Bunny or J Balvin?
Ooh, I gotta go J Balvin. I know.
I'm a Bad Bunny fan.
Yeah,
through and through.
Yeah, Bad Bunny baby.
Bad Bunny baby.
Yeah, yeah. You're probably asking the wrong guy because I'm not. As much as I am aware of South American culture and the music and whatever, I'm not in it the way you are.
Yeah.
Like I just pick up the top 3 songs. I pick up the story here where it goes viral.
But that's you're the perfect person to ask.
Yeah.
Because of that.
But J Balvin just has this audience that is bigger than life, man.
See, I think J Balvin at one point, I think he crossed over. I think in a certain aspect, in crossing over from the Latin scene to the English market, he's been a lot more successful than Daddy Yankee.
Which actually raises an interesting point, right? Because if there was a issue with J Balvin's song Perra, right? Then the same people that are saying that have to say, hey, Gasolina's fucked up as well. And I know for a fact that there are 50 white girls right now somewhere in the world slut dropping to Gasolina.
Oh, 100%.
Dame ma gasolina. You know you do it.
No. They're not singing like that. It's like, mami, gasolina.
And if
that
you
song
don't
is
know,
a cracker.
If you don't know, Gasolina is a reference for a guy on your face. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Dame ma gasolina. Give me more gasoline.
What are you talking about? It's about petrol, isn't it?
Of course.
It's about.
And so that's what I'm saying.
A girl who likes petrol and, pressing the accelerator. That's all it's about.
Yeah, 100%. She's really into cars.
Yeah, she's really into cars. She loves cars. She loves them so much.
Yeah, man.
I guess let's not ruin the song for a lot of people.
I don't know. I look at what, or made it even better.
Sometimes, yeah. I guess so.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, you're drunk, you're 21 years old, and you want more gasolina, and who's to stop you?
Hey, Luca, he's up.
Anyways, no, but in all honesty, I don't like the notion of cancelling J Balvin. I don't like the notion of cancelling anyone unless they've literally done something that's illegal, right? So you've got the case of R. Kelly, where he's literally gone and been a predator.
That's true. I don't like R. Kelly. We know what he's done.
Yeah, exactly.
But his music.
Yeah, this is where it gets spicy, right? Can you still bump R. Kelly?
See, I love his tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the songs for the songs, not because of the artist. The songs are absolutely amazing. So, what do you do?
I don't know.
What do you do?
You're a DJ, right? So, let me paint a scene for you.
Yeah.
I'm this drunk 21-year-old that's just going out there, and I'm like, oh my God, can you play some R. Kelly for the whole club? What are you doing?
I'll play Ignition.
Yeah?
I'll play it.
You'll play it?
I'll play it because it's a song.
Exactly.
It's a song. It's not R. Kelly. It's not, the way I see it, the music is music and the artist behind it is something totally different. Anyone could have sang that song.
Yep.
Yeah, it just happens to be R. Kelly.
Yep.
R. Kelly did some great songs, but the guy's a prick.
There needs to be a separation between the artist and the art projected.
That's right.
Right?
Art is one thing.
Yep.
The person behind it is different.
And I think it works both ways, right? So you can listen to Remix to Ignition and bump the song and not fuck with R. Kelly. And you can really like J Balvin and not like what he's done here with this song or this music
Exactly
video.
right.
There has to be that separation.
Exactly right. It
Because
has to be.
To be an artist and to put yourself in the public light, especially the way J Balvin has done, is so tough. And he's spoken very openly about his depression, and he's spoken very openly about the toll that fame and money and success, which sound like great things, but but in reality take a huge toll on the human body.
That's
and he's
right.
spoken quite openly about it. And so if you can't separate that, hey, this song isn't a pure reflection of who he is. It was just one moment in time. It was a series of poor decisions. And yes, he should be held accountable to that. But at the end of the day, he doesn't actually have girls locked up in his dungeon dressed up as dogs. You know, like this was an artistic representation.
He didn't do what R. Kelly did.
Exactly.
Which is another situation altogether.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, no, do not cancel J Balvin.
No.
And plus, I want another pair of his shoes.
You've got a pair?
No, I don't. Actually, Sammy Styles has.
Really?
Yeah, and you know what?
I want to check those out.
Yeah, they're hot, man.
Yeah.
They are just, like, amazing.
Yeah.
Search them up. They're just so good.
Yeah, I'll pull them up now.
They're so good.
What do I just search up? Just J Balvin shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah. J Balvin shoes. I mean, he's everywhere, man. Ooh.
They look a bit out there when you first look at them.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if you can get into them.
How much? Oh my god, that is
When
wow.
You can,
But you know what? I fuck with that.
You can actually customize them as well. So
I fuck with that.
the smiley face and the tongue that
Yeah.
changes as well. You can
That
get
is
different colours.
awesome.
You know what? When I first saw them on a computer, I was like, "Nah, what is this? This is rainbow vomit. What is this? You know?"
Yep.
But then I actually saw him in real life, and I'm like, "Wow,
Yeah.
wow! I like these better than Bad Bunny shoes.
Mm.
These are amazing."
I'm loving these collabs that brands are doing now.
But they're limited edition.
Well, that's what makes them valuable.
So they sold out within a minute, apparently, in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
There was only one store that was selling them.
Yeah, damn. I'm not a big sneaker. Do you?
I'm not a huge sneaker fan, but I can appreciate sneakers.
Yep.
You know, I love a good pair of kicks when I see them.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Yeah.
But the thing is with me is if I buy a pair of kicks, I buy them to use them.
Yeah, I get that.
You know? They will get thrashed.
Yeah.
Whereas others, they collect them, they put the little cleany stuff on it and they put it away. Yeah. And that's cool. That's your thing. That's your thing.
They become assets.
Yeah, they do, actually. They do. But for me, I buy a pair of shoes to wear them.
Yeah. 100%.
That's it,
Yeah, you don't buy a Lamborghini to keep it parked in the garage.
Some do.
Yeah, well, fuck those people. I'll take it.
Take it for a thrashing, eh?
100%.
Where are you going to take it?
Good question.
Can't go too many places. Speed limit's 110.
I don't
Remember
know.
that?
Pull up to a couple people's houses, just let them know I have a Lambo.
Just show off a bit.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, is this your street?
Oh, my bad. Hang on. Oh, sorry.
Maps.
That's not where my house is. Sorry, man. Whoa.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Where would I take a Lambo if I had it? That's the thing, right? Like in Australia in particular, you get the nice car, you get that can go. And these are pure cars that are just meant to be driven.
They're meant to be thrashed.
Yeah. You can't be doing 60 in a normal suburban street.
Struggle.
Yeah.
Like the car just wants to go and it's like you're holding it back. You're choking.
Yeah.
Like literally someone's the whole time. It's, I don't know. For me, I'm just happy with a little Honda.
Hey.
A little Honda Civic with VTEC. I'm happy with something like that,
Bit of VTEC?
Yeah.
A bit of spit on the end of that?
I miss my VTEC, hey.
Yeah?
I miss my little Honda. I used to have a little CRX Del Sol. That was my little baby. That was my dream car, actually.
Really?
It was.
You got your dream car?
I got my dream car. You know how everybody dreams of Ferraris and all that? I was in high school and I was like, I really want like a Honda CRX with the target top that comes up, And and eventually I got it. Small dreams, I know, but still.
Hey, you did it.
Yeah,
so
I got
that's
it.
something,
Oh,
right?
I love that thing. It was because I used to buy magazines of Hot Fours, and they used to, all those salon days when they had the body kits and the cars and the neon lights, and they used to have pull-out posters. They used to come with magazines. So I had in my room, I had pictures of CRXs all over my wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for years, I kept looking to buy one, and lucky a friend of a friend actually had one, and he was the second owner, and it had logbooks and everything in it still. And I was like, wow, this is the cleanest CRX I've seen around. So I purchased it for $7,500.
Yep.
Had it for like 6-7 years. fortunately suffered a rear ender, pretty nasty rear ender.
No.
Yeah, but managed to get back about $7,000.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a big loss, but all the hard effort and all the modifications.
Yeah, and look, the car kind of becomes like, I'm not a car guy. It's not my scene. It's not my thing. So I don't like to pretend that I am, or like, as soon as car people start talking about numbers, like I get a bit confused. But I do appreciate the passion behind it.
Oh, yeah.
But people just get this rush of like love for their car. I have a friend who's actually, I think, the last podcast, so the one that's dropping today.
Right.
Which is funny, I'm recording a podcast while another one's dropping. Daniel Diaz, and he used to have this Golf, and it was his child.
Yeah.
His child, and he'd spend so much money on this thing, but I just see like there's this flame in his eyes every time he looked at the car, and he had to make sure everything was perfect, and it just had this. It was an extension of him almost.
Yeah, it does. It becomes an extension of you. Like I was, a bit younger, and I had like you said in the past, that rock star life.
Yeah.
So, for me, my dream was to have that, 2-seater convertible. You can drive around and it just looks sleek. It was low. It was just sexy. Like, others say like, oh, what is it? It's a little turd, But for me, it was sexy. I loved it.
Yeah.
And it was just that freedom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Being young, and like I always dreamed of like Miami Vice when you see the convertible driving next to the beach. For me, it was like driving my convertible across next to Bondi.
Yeah.
That kind of feel. Or Brighton.
Yeah.
It was just cool. It was just like,
You should be allowed to be a douchebag sometimes.
Sometimes you just have to.
Yeah.
Especially having a 2-seater.
Of course.
Oh, can I get a lift home? Yeah, you can. Can my friend come too? No. Not a 2-seater, sorry.
No, 100%. And, like, my thing is, if you end up in a position, and this can happen to anyone who's trying, who's actively pursuing whatever goals or dreams they have.
Yeah.
If you end up in a position where you have a lot of money and you can go and buy those things, you owe it to the 6-year-old version of yourself to go and do that.
Yeah.
What's the point of having fuck you money if you don't say fuck you every once in a while?
Well, that's right. Exactly. Well, what's the point of living and earning if you're not going to indulge in it yourself just a little bit? You can't take it with you.
I'm going to go invest every 2 days. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Go buy yourself a McLaren. Go buy yourself a Ferrari. Go buy yourself whatever it is that you want to do.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Don't send yourself broke, though.
Oh, of course not.
No.
But
live within your means.
Yeah.
Don't get yourself into massive debt over something stupid.
Yeah.
But when you can, indulge.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Like they say, there's gambling and there's responsible gambling.
Of course. Yeah.
Exactly right.
I mean, look, man, a lot of people look at stock trading and stock brokering as maybe not stock brokering, but definitely stock trading as a form of gambling, right? But you can justify it and you can say it's calculated and it's mathematical and it's very analytical. But at the end of the day, you're looking at a gamble. You're looking at a risk.
100%. But just like business.
Of course.
Any investment. Everything is a risk, basically.
Yeah.
This whole podcast could be a risk.
Oh, a huge risk.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean...
At the end of the day, it's, you're doing something you love.
Of course.
I'd
much rather go down doing this than anything else. Do you know what I mean? Like, if this is what sends me broke and this is what, I spend the next 10 years trying to make this work and it just doesn't happen, which won't because I'll figure it out. But if that is the case, then I'll leave with my head held high saying, like I kept going and I kept pushing and I kept pursuing those dreams.
Oh, you'll make it.
I hope so.
I know you will.
Well, you're coming up with me then.
I know you will.
Quite
a while, Luca. I know.
What were your kind of pursuits and interests? Well, maybe not interests, but what were your kind of ambitions with DJing?
The first thing that every DJ sees is, oh, cool, I want to be famous and, be out there and be recognized and be the coolest guy in the room. Which does happen eventually, and you do become the coolest guy in the room. But where do you go from there?
Mm.
Pause.
No, you're right, dude. Yeah, there's definitely something about feeding the ego that is a lot of what people. Do you need to take that?
No, it's fine.
You cool?
Sort of.
No, you're right. There's definitely something about feeding the egos to what a lot of people are fueled by in order to succeed.
That's right. So yeah, back to what I was saying. So so you do get, eventually you do become the coolest guy in the room. But eventually all that buzz eventually dies out. And what's left? Your passion for music, your passion for entertaining the crowd. That challenge you get every week when you go in there, and not every week's the same. You might have this crowd this week, but then next week this crowd might change. Or the other thing too, you can't be monotonous with your mixing styles. You need to spice it up just a little bit here and there as well. And it all becomes a challenge. And that challenge becomes that passion to always test yourself, and you express your feelings, your moods, you feed from the crowd. If the crowd's going nuts, you feel the electricity. It just grabs you and you just, you portray it back to them.
Yeah.
It's once that part where, being you forget about being the coolest guy in the room, which every DJ does that when they first start.
Of course.
You're green, you think you're cool. And that's, you are. Yeah. If you're 18 and you're a DJ and then there's 18-year-olds following you, the girls, they think you're the coolest guy in the room too. But as you get older, I'm 34 now.
Yeah.
That's no longer the case.
Yeah.
I'm the old guy in the room now.
Yeah. But you've got the same energy and enthusiasm as you did, probably more when you were 18.
I think you're right. I think because I'm a little bit more seasoned now, because I've lost that side of that ego side of things that I want to be the coolest guy in the room. Now I just want to entertain. I want to do good music, and I just if I get into it, and this is why when I was doing those Twitch episodes, the problem with that was I didn't have a crowd, but you had a chat room, and I was just get started, and I'd start with Corona, and because you can do redemptions, one of the redemptions was take a tequila shot. So people would do tequila shots, and people would use my emotes, and I had pretty cool emotes. I had stuff like Que Rico, Sucia.
What are emotes?
Emotes are like little emoticons.
Right.
That you can put on the screen.
Yeah.
So you could, on the chat room.
Does it like make a sound or something?
No, not even. No. It's just like a custom little picture that you can put on.
Okay, cool.
And you can just spam it and it just appears all over your screen.
Yeah. And so what emotes did you have?
I had Que Rico, Moist, Cracker.
Yeah.
What else did I have? I had a picture of my head.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like sometimes I go other people's channels and I'd spam my head all over their channels just for fun, know. But yeah, because it was really interactive, even though there was no one there in front of me, I knew they were there watching me. And I'd start off, say, around 10 o'clock and I had the Australian fans watching. I think you tuned in a couple of times.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And eventually, by 11, by 12, sometimes, you get a little bit tired and the Aussie viewers start to fall off, So I'm like, all right, okay, cool. I'm going to switch off in about half an hour. Then all of a sudden, Canada comes in. All of a sudden, the US starts coming in, Germany.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I've got like 30, 40 viewers all over again.
Isn't that cool? Like you're streaming to people on the other side of the world.
Yeah. And so you're like, oh, you know what? They just joined in. I can't quit now.
Yeah.
So you keep going. You keep going and you keep going.
So how long are these streams going for?
Oh, mate. 6 hours sometimes. Depending on how lit I get, realistically. It is. It's all it's about.
Dude, if you could do something with that, right? Like if you could figure out a way to make Twitch streaming, a source of income, even if it's not your primary, if you could make it a source of income, like, man, that would be so fucking cool.
It can. It actually can.
Yeah.
The thing is, at the moment, I've put it on a pause now. So ever since we've been out of lockdown, I think I owe it to myself that, it's time to socialize.
Yeah.
And take care of my day job as well.
Of course.
It's very important to do that.
You're an adult.
Exactly. I have to be an adult. I have to, I have to at least pretend to be an adult.
Yeah. At least dress like an adult
Exactly.
sometimes.
Yeah, talk like it. Go to bed at a decent hour.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought, and for my well-being as well, like, going to bed at 6 in the morning is not ideal. It's something I would do back in my 20s.
Yeah.
Back in when we used to go out night, DJing and nightclubbing and coming home at 6 in the morning.
That's the thing people don't appreciate enough about DJs is that during the weekend, you guys are essentially nocturnal. Yeah.
Especially in the weekends. I mean, there are DJs out there who do this full time. I dabbled on doing that for a year or two.
Yep.
I realized it wasn't a good option.
Why?
Because you are in the essence of alcohol. You're in the essence of a lot of things, late nights and other things.
A lot of drugs, I assume.
Yeah, they're readily available.
Well, look, it's not a secret. The DJing scene is littered with drugs.
Yes, I mean, I personally, I'm not gonna lie to you, straight up, I don't dabble in it.
Yeah, fair enough.
For lots of reasons.
Yeah. But you don't. But there's definitely a lot that
there
do.
is. There definitely is. Yeah, like I said, I don't condone it. But I mean, each to their own. Mm-hmm. But it is so easy and so readily available.
Yeah, of course.
And that's the thing, like I said before, that's where if you start doing it every day and that becomes your everyday thing and you're drinking, you're snorting and you're doing all this stuff and it just becomes you lose that passion. You lose that kick. I look forward to going on the weekend, to going out there and forgetting about my day job and just having those 2 hours in front of a set. Usually it's about 2 hour sets, and just going nuts and just playing all these bangers and just feeling the electricity. That's addictive.
Yeah.
If you do this during the week, where you have just say about 10 people, or maybe you have a couple of people.
Yeah, it's different.
A pub, you're playing at a pub. It's not the same feel for me, and that's where I've gone. I said to myself, you know what? I'm thinking better off having a full-time job. Having your sick days, having your holiday pay.
Yeah, of course.
Secure job, and especially during lockdown. Imagine. Well, I do feel sorry for those DJs who were full-timers.
I was
lockdown.
talking to this DJ duo a couple of weeks ago, Durini, and they were really interesting because they're on the come up, and I think they're going to do really well.
Yeah.
I don't just say that because they've been on the show, but I've listened to a couple of their mixes, and they've popped some numbers. Some of their SoundClouds have hit like 100K. These are respectable numbers for a DJ duo that've been in the game for 2 years. Mm-hmm. But even they said like they need a full-time job to kind of sustain themselves and keep the motor going.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to, especially living in Australia.
Oh, bro.
It's not an easy game, especially with DJs. It's definitely not an easy game.
Yeah.
No.
Are they like, and I wouldn't expect you to give away any numbers, but like a DJ at a decent club, let's just say in your case, maybe like a Candies or something. Like, are you getting anything?
Well, I don't DJ at Candies. Oh,
yeah. Well,
I'm not resident there. I've done a few times, but yeah.
Let's not say a club in particular, right? But let's just say you do an event with maybe 300 people live.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of paycheck are you looking at there?
Let's just say, on average, for a 2 hour set, you're looking between 200 to 300, depending on your experience and your,
yeah,
and who you're working for. Unfortunately, there are some promoters who are skimming down on that.
Really?
And there are some DJs who do take that, which has has actually harmed the industry quite a bit. And let's just say I've heard of DJs doing a whole night for $50.
No.
A whole night, by 2-3 hours for $50 an hour or something like that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's criminal.
Yeah. And it may seem $100. I'm giving just a rough example. Let's just say $100 may seem a lot to the everyday person. I think, we're getting $100 an hour. That's mad. Okay, cool. $100 an hour. That's 2 hours. So you're only limited roughly to about 2 hours, most cases. but you don't know what work is involved to get to that. You're going to pay for DJ pools. DJ pools are essentially websites that provide you with the latest music, and they cost money.
Mm-hmm.
Having your library sorted takes time. Having to update your music all the time, that takes time. And having the skills to be able to mix it together and the knowledge to do it, that takes time. So you tell me, is it?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a career path that you can't go into with the incentive of making money.
No. Well, you can. It's
in the long term, maybe.
You look at it as thinking it's a hobby that pays.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a dead-end hobby. It does pay.
Eventually.
But, you know, you can't make a monster out of it.
Yeah.
Some people can. If you're a producer and you can make it big time, you know.
Is that the move then? If you're a DJ, like if you're listening to this and you're an up and coming DJ and you want to pursue this, is the move to move into from mixing and releasing like hour-long mixes, or in your case 6-hour-long mixes, and Twitch or SoundCloud or Spotify or whatever your case is the move to go from that to producing your own original tracks?
So yeah, I think long term, yes, because you produce your own tracks, you make it big, you've got royalties, you've got all this long term investment in incomes that you're going to eventually see from. Oh, you like that one, do you?
It's mint.
Grape, actually. I'll hook you up with a couple of those.
Yeah, 100%. I need to get off them. They're so bad.
Yeah, I know, but it's better than
exactly
the alternative right at the moment.
Yeah. No, but 100%, dude. Like, I think in any art or in any kind of expression of your emotion or expression of who you are as a person, whether that be a podcast or whether that be a song, whether that be a painting, whether that be a music video, you know, like for a lot of the time, for a lot of up and coming people, it's an investment, and it's a long-term investment.
Absolutely. And it's a long-term investment, and if done properly, it can be it can be a timeless piece of art as well.
Of course.
You know, what I would recommend to DJs who are up and rising: start making mixtapes. Get your name out there, perfect your skills. But it's not about your knowledge about what music it is. It's knowing how to read a crowd. It's knowing how you get yourself out of trouble if something goes wrong, which things do go wrong. When you're DJing, something always goes wrong.
Yeah.
The equipment at the club could be faulty. The buttons could not be working. Little things like that. And especially now in this day and era, everything's digital. Everything's, everything is now, it's, what's the name of it? Intercompatible. When I started on CDs. So, you needed 2 CDJs, slide in. You had a booklet full of CDs and cue button, play button, headphones. Pretty simple. Probably not so simple to some because now you've got a screen, but pretty basic in a sense. And what would always go wrong was the cue buttons were always smashed.
Right.
They were always broken. And you go into a club and you're about to use this equipment and you can't cue your song. So queuing is basically when you find a certain part of a song that you want to start the song from. So instead of having let's just say you've got a radio edit and you hear these stupid little sounds and, there's talking in the beginning, you want to get rid of that, you start it from 3 seconds. Mm-hmm. And that's the point you want to start. And that button most of the time was broken.
Because it's being used so much.
Oh, because DJs would do this. Smash the crap out of it.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, man. And you always have to look for a workaround behind it. Sometimes there wasn't a workaround. Sometimes the mixers, they're broken. Literally, they're snapped off.
Yeah.
And it happens. And you've got to find a way. And that's the most important part of being a seasoned DJ, actually knowing how to work around it, how to work with the shittiest equipment.
Yeah.
And throw a great party.
Well, it's never the equipment that defines the artist. It's the artist that defines the equipment, right?
Well.
No, I mean, like,
in some cases, it's unavoidable. I mean, obviously, if the music stops
Yeah, okay.
No one's going to blame the equipment.
Yeah.
Everybody, the whole dance was going to blame the DJ.
Yeah.
So
but what if some Russian guy is just cutting off your electrical supply?
Well, what's the crowd going to do straight away? You heard it.
True. Yeah.
So who cops it?
True.
Exactly.
True. You're very much so the orchestrator of this live mass energy. It's almost like you've got everyone under this massive hypnosis, right? Especially when you're doing events like EDC or, any of the kind of major festivals, right, that are outdoors and you've got 30 to 40,000 people. Like you are very much so in control of this mass group of people. And so you have this huge responsibility to make sure that as many people as possible are having a good time.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to read that crowd and read what they want from you and produce what they're looking for.
That's right.
And it's this weird kind of like, it's the only way I know how to describe it. Like, you're essentially got these people under a hypnosis. And when you're doing well and you've got these people under a trance and they're excited for it, then you're loving life. You're cheering. But the second they snap out of that trance to win them back.
Oh, it's difficult. And you know what? At 16, 17 years of doing this professionally, and I count professionally from the day I started in the club. Okay? Till now, I still fuck up.
Yeah.
I'll get it wrong. But the best form, the best medicine to all that is, if you get it wrong, bring it back. If you lose a crowd, if you see the dance floor's empty, here's your next challenge.
Yep.
Bring him back.
Yep.
Once you've done that, fuck, you know what? I did a good job.
Yeah.
That's when you know.
100%.
That's when you know.
100%.
There are times people freak out. The DJ before you might be a little bit green and decides to play all the bangers.
Is there
and the person,
from your experience, have you noticed much like, because obviously it's a competitive scene and there's only so many sets going at a certain kind of night.
Yeah.
How are the DJs interacting with each other?
In one nightclub?
Yeah. So like you're taking over one set from the previous DJ.
The professional thing to do, if it's possible, which sometimes you can't, because you may be booked in other events, which doesn't get done as much now because ever since lockdowns happened, I'm talking about Sydney lockdown, not the COVID, but the lockout laws that came into effect where you couldn't get into nightclubs after 1:30. That ruined Sydney's club scene. And fingers crossed, maybe now, one day, things will get back to how they were. But back in those days, I remember I would start at Parramatta, do Roxy's, I'd go to La Cita, and then I'd finish off at Bada Bing, finish a 6 o'clock in the morning set, So those days are over now. If I had done those nights like that, I couldn't go out and listen to the other DJs while they played before me. But what really you should be doing, if you're there the whole night, go in early. Go at least 2 hours before you start. That's enough. Have a listen to what the other guy's playing. Have a look at the crowd. Mingle a bit. Be part of the crowd. Be part of the event.
Yep.
Don't be up yourself. You're not better than everybody else. You're just a DJ. At the end of the day, you're a human being.
And I think in a way it kind of prepares you better for your set.
Exactly. Now, having a listen to what they played, trying to play what they played already. You can get away with 1 or 2 songs, so long as it wasn't played in the last hour.
Yeah.
But, and if you can't be there, to listen, ask the DJ. Don't be shy. So, lower your ego a little bit and say, hey, what have you played?
And are they generally, and you don't necessarily have to speak about specific people, but are they generally very accepting of the next DJ that's coming on from your experience?
Generally, yes.
Yeah?
Generally, yes. And there are odd occasions where some of those DJs are dickheads.
Yeah.
And some of them are just really green and they just want to be that rock star.
Yeah.
That we spoke about earlier,
Yeah.
And, they want to...
Because that's the thing, right? If you kill a 2-hour set and you just murder,
you
just play banger after banger after banger and the whole crowd is just sweating because they've been dancing so much.
Yeah.
And they've just, they're in this euphoric state.
Yeah.
And then the next DJ comes on and they flop. like it makes you look like the hero.
It does. Right? It definitely does. And that's the situation as well. It's, let's just say you're doing, let's split the shifts up. Okay. So 9 to 11, your opening set. 11 to 1 would be your main attraction, your main set, your party bangers. And your 1 till 3 would be your take it home.
Yep.
Continue off the vibes of the last DJ, and then the last half hour you soften them up a bit with a little bump and grind and a little bit of pony and something,
something to bring it home for the boys.
Exactly. Yeah. That's when you might play Ignition. There you go.
When everyone's too drunk to care.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Yeah.
Everyone's a social justice warrior until they're drunk.
Yeah. So if you're that first, 9 to 11 DJ.
Yeah.
If you play all the bangers, you're a fucking dickhead.
Right.
Why would you do that? You know what I mean? Like you just fucked up the whole night.
Yeah.
You'd want to people just walking in, first of all. Set the mood. Warm it up for them.
Yeah.
People aren't going to go straight to the dance floor.
No, everyone's going to get drinks or they're eating or they're socializing.
Exactly. Yeah. So you've got to you got to set the mood.
Yeah.
Halfway through that set, bring a couple of bangers, but old school bangers. Like you can throw a couple in there and just bring it up, and have it ready, have it moist and ready for the next DJ.
Yeah.
That DJ is going to be responsible for playing all the big bangers. He's going to be playing all the cheesy stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff that everyone wants to listen to, or the latest top 40 and all that stuff.
40s,
yeah, exactly.
The big ones, 100%, man, 100%.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting because there's almost like this sweet science to a party, a good party. You need to have this chemistry of people and ambience and expectation. I think expectation's a big one that probably gets overlooked, right? Like, because when I go to a specific nightclub, I'm expecting a certain kind of thing out of that nightclub.
That's right, you are.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just this sweet alignment when everything kind of goes into play and everyone's kind of on the same page as what this night's going to be for them, and they're all just free to have a good time, and you've got a good DJ or you've got a good mix of DJs that are all going to kind of work cohesively, bro. Like, those are nights you never forget.
No.
Like, look, here we are. It's been, 4 years and we're still talking about L18?
That was a good night.
Such a good fucking night.
That was a good night.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, there have been some good parties. I mean, if you remember Rakata Sundays. That worked well.
It worked well, yeah.
The DJs...
I was very hesitant for Rakata Sundays, Like, I was like, it's a bit of an oldie scene. Do you want some?
That's right. No, I've still got something.
Oh, you've still got something there?
I haven't even poured my Coke in that one, actually.
I might get you to jump on the tracks in a second. No, but I was very hesitant because I was like, it's a bit of an oldie scene. I don't know if that's kind of what I'm doing. But then I went there, bro.
It wasn't oldie. It was it?
And you just lit that shit up. You made it work. You made it fucking work, man. And it was so cool.
It was fun. It was a mixed bag. It was oldies and youngs and everyone. It had a good...
But for a Sunday night in Sydney, because there's not much to do on a Sunday night in Sydney unless you're going all the way to the city and you're going to Marco Polo kind of thing, which the next day you're always regretting anyways. Everyone that goes to Marco Polo, like, come on, the next day you're and nothing against Marco Polo. That's a fun scene as well.
Yeah.
But Monday morning, you're hating life.
Because you had a massive bender.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't end there.
Yeah, no.
And hopefully you remember what happened too. Because most of the time you forget.
Oh, yeah, of course. That Macca's on George Street.
Oh.
Dude, yeah. I have had some, talking to God moments.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I've had some moments too, man. I've had some nights where, how did I end up here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the worst thing, I made a rule for myself, actually, which was, I'd never go. You know how everyone goes, let's go to the star after, it's the last thing you go.
Oh, the Cass, yeah. 100%.
I put a stop to that.
Really?
Yeah, I had to. Because it consumes you. You know, you walk in there. Before you know it, it's 4 hours later. It's daylight. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah, I just dropped 2K on roulette.
Even if you didn't, you just stay there.
Yeah.
You just don't leave.
Yeah.
And you're like, what am I still doing here?
Yeah. 100%.
I mean, it was different back in King's Cross days. At least you could still club hop at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
You know, you could just little things around. You can go. You continue the vibe. But it
Well,
was fun at least. But
when I was in Europe, that was a big thing.
club hopping,
bar crawls.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I remember when I was in Russia. The nightclub scene in Russia is so weird. I don't know how to describe it. It's its own thing. Unless you've... Yeah, it's good, right?
It's good.
Unless you've been clubbing in Russia, you don't really know what clubbing in Russia is like. And I went in the World Cup, like the peak of the peak, you know, and no one gives a fuck. And you just go into these like underground little, I don't know, the basements essentially, and there'd be 500 people in there.
Wow.
And they're all just dancing to EDM, and I don't understand a fucking word that they're saying.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm like, what? What's going on? And
did you learn Russian?
a little bit. Paka paka, strastujvute, you know, like just basic expressions. I want to learn Russian.
Yeah.
I want to learn Russian.
Give it a crack.
Cool. Yeah, I'll give it a go. I mean, the women in Russia, bro. Top tier.
Yes, I know. I've heard the story.
Yes. It's just the consistency, bro. It's just the consistency. You know, I don't know about the politics and Putin and all that. Like that's its ball game in itself.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever they've got going on there, they figured it out.
They figured it out.
Yeah. I don't know what's in the water, but wow.
So I've heard it. Like there were some of the nicest people there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, really welcoming people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big shout out to Russia.
Shout out to Russia. Anyway, so the nightclub scene there was just so bizarre because it'd just be, you know, this intense mob of people and they'd just be going crazy till 3 a.m. Then everyone would leave and go to the next bar over and do the exact same thing all over again. It's like, oh, I saw you from over there and now you're over here. You know, and we'd go till like 6 a.m. and then be catching a flight at 7. Like be sprinting to the airport to catch a flight at 7 to get to the next city. You know, because the game was over there at 11.
Yeah.
And so you haven't slept all night.
Oh, wow.
You got like maybe 2 hours on the flight and then you're like, bam. You're in this new city and it's the same thing over again. You go watch the game, you check into your Airbnb or whatever the fuck you got going on over there, and you just rinse and repeat and rinse and repeat. And we maybe slept like 10 hours for the whole 2 weeks we were there or 3 weeks we were there.
Yeah.
And it was just so much fun, man. And Russians, despite the public perception of them, are the nicest, funnest, most entertaining people. Yeah. I love them, man. It was. I want to go back. I really want to go back.
Well, let me know next time I'll come with you.
100%, bro. Well, I think Qatar's on the books now.
Qatar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know because World Cup, yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Hopefully Uruguay makes it.
Oh, we've been doing so bad.
I know, they're playing horrible.
What are we doing, man?
Hey, man. They're classic, you know. End up 5th.
Yeah.
And scrape in.
That's
what we always do. Yeah. Somehow.
We've won 2 of our last 5 games, maybe?
Yeah.
Like, I remember our last win, I think it was against Ecuador. And then we drew Colombia, and then we got thrashed by Argentina, and then we got dicked by Brazil.
Yeah, well, we knew already that was going to happen with Argentina and Brazil, seeing how they were playing. We kind of already expected that, but
yeah,
I was expecting a better game against Colombia at least.
Yeah, I know, right?
But it is what it is. I mean,
I don't know, man.
We'll see what happens.
I think we've got a really aged and tired team.
We do.
Yeah.
Suarez can't do a full game anymore.
Nah.
You know, that's...
And look,
speaks a lot.
And I fucking love Suarez. Like, he's going there. Yeah. You know? I love him to bits.
So do I.
Yeah.
That hand of the devil, mate. That guy is a legend.
Yeah, 100%.
That guy sacrificed himself.
Yeah. And, like, what he's done at Liverpool, what he's done at Barca, what he's done at Atletico.
Yeah.
You know, like, he just leaves legacy every club he goes to.
You know what? He's a great person. I've seen documentaries, and I've seen all the things that he's done, and even though he gets bad publicity all over.
What do you mean, bro? You're defending a racist.
Exactly right. Yeah, that's right. He gets bad publicity for everything he does, but the guy's a legend. The guy's actually a good guy.
Oh, for sure. I've met him in person.
Yeah, you did, eh?
Yeah. We were in the Liverpool game when they came here to Melbourne.
Yeah.
And there was a stadium of 80,000 Liverpool supporters. And this is when he was on his way out. He wanted to leave Liverpool. The whole Patrice everything was going on. He wasn't happy at the club. And it was... I had a Uruguay shirt on. And so you can imagine in this sea of red, there's just this one blue shirt.
And that blue shirt will stick out like a sore
thumb. And he's
walking
walking past my way. I'm like, Luis! And he goes, Uruguayo. I'm like, yeah. And he comes over, he signs the shirt, he takes photos.
Wow.
I was the only person in that entire stadium to get a photo with Luis Suarez, man. It was the best moment of my life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And so
I remember I had the similar experience when Uruguay came to do a friendly against Australia. And I had the pleasure to DJ at London HQ, which was at Collectors in Parramatta. We're going back a couple of years. And Forlan was there.
Ooh.
Yeah, Forlan, Rakova, and all that. All those guys were there.
Yeah.
And it was like, they were just walking around like just normal people.
Normal people,
real humble. Can we take a photo? He goes, yeah, sure, no worries.
Of course.
Take a photo. Like, they were just cool,
You lose sense of that because you see famous people and you only ever see Luis Suarez or Furlan or Recoba on a TV screen and you think they're bigger than life, especially if you're South American. Like, for people who don't know, if you're South American and you meet a footballer, like, that's like meeting God.
Yeah.
It's literally the same thing.
Yeah. Well, look, it was the same thing for me when I met Pitbull, for example.
Yes. You met Pitbull?
Yeah.
When did you meet Pitbull?
I told you that.
No, I had no idea.
Yeah, there was a Superfest tour that they did.
Yeah.
Which they used to bring. They used to bring all the like big major artists. So if I remember correctly, I think it was. I remember Sean Paul was there. Pitbull, Akon.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just listed.
There was a couple more. I don't remember right now.
R. Kelly?
No, he wasn't there. He wasn't there. He definitely wasn't there.
Yeah.
It was a crew that I was DJing for, Fuego. And one of the promoters there said to me, said to the crew, and I said, hey, any of you guys interested in, being drivers for this tour? And I said, yeah, sure, why not? So we came in and had a meeting, and they showed us who was going to be there. And actually, I was paired up with, do you know DJ Dread Juan?
I do not.
Okay, he's Uruguayan as well. Mm-hmm. He was been in the scene for quite a while. Great DJ. He lives in Cairns at the moment, so shout out to Dread Juan.
Shout out Dread Juan.
So we were like in the team together, and I remember we're looking at the poster, and I was like, dude, if I get to drive people, man, oh wow. Like, back then.
Yeah. Mr. Worldwide.
Mr.
305.
He was rapping Latinos, man. He was the one.
He was the guy.
He was the guy.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was like, dude, I want that guy.
Yeah.
And then Dread Juan, being more Rasta style, the dreadlocks, because Dread Juan, he was like, I want Sean Paul. And funny enough, somehow we both ended up with the people we wanted.
No way. Yeah. So you got to drive Pitbull.
I picked him up from the airport.
What was he like?
So cool.
Really?
So cool. And they said to us, don't try to talk too much to him. You're a driver. All right, cool, no worries. And he walks in the car and goes, oh, hey, how you doing, man? What's your name? Christian. Oh, I like that name. It's my middle name. I'm like, cool, no worries. Already, good start already. Cool. I'm driving and just being quiet. And then I get a phone call on my phone. Some lady calls me up and says, I got your number. Apparently you fix computers. I don't, but maybe. Whatever. But it was in Spanish. So I spoke in Spanish. And the guy goes to me, hey, man, where are you from? And I'm like, my American accent's really bad, by the way.
It's all right, I'm buying it.
So he goes, where are you from? And I'm like, I'm Sydney, from Australia. No, but where's your background? What's your background? How do you know Spanish? I'm like, my parents are Uruguay. And then the whole, everyone was in the car. They were like, oh, Uruguay show.
Yeah.
The classic, Uruguay show. I was like, wow.
You love to see it.
Oh, wow. And, and his crew, his show was amazing.
Is he rolling with like 10 models all the time?
Yeah, the chicks is always with the hot.
Yeah.
I know that much.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Come on. It's Mr. Worldwide.
There was one chick I remember was with him, but yeah.
He has to. Like, that's the image he holds up,
Yeah.
Like, there's not a single photo of Pitbull where he's not, like, in a suit with his glasses on and he's got 3.
But his shows are amazing. His shows literally, he had a whole band with him, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't just like one person performing and, doing his songs. Literally, it was really organic. He had a whole band and... I don't explain. There was a guy playing the congas.
Yeah.
There was one particular guy, I remember, Papayo. And he's actually independently pretty famous as well. And they were just so cool, They were just like, hey, man, how you doing? Asado, what's happening?
Hey.
And then I'm just, I'm that young, young kid we know with the big long fringe.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was back then.
Yeah. Can we pull up a photo of that fringe?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Yeah, there's a photo of that.
You keep talking. I'm going to fucking find this photo. It's brilliant.
Oh, if you got my Facebook. Oh,
yeah. Should it be recent?
You might want to put it up. Maybe put it up during the stream. Maybe.
Okay. I'll find it in post.
Right.
All right. Yeah. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, I don't think it's in public on my Facebook. That's why.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll keep it low key then.
I'll bring it back up for you.
Yeah.
I'll
Just send it to me. I'll leave it right there.
Yes.
It's brilliant. The photo. It's brilliant.
Yeah. So I ended up being his only driver for the whole tour. I think we just vibed pretty well.
Oh, so this wasn't like a 1 day thing.
No, it was actually it was two days actually.
Okay, I'll take 2 days with Pitbull.
2 days, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically two and a half days realistically, yeah. And he's and during the show, and I was like, dude, I was speaking to the band members, like, oh guys, because I brought my CDs, I brought my stuff, and I was like, can I get a picture with him and get signed? Because I'm fanboying as fuck.
Yeah,
like it's people. Like,
you're driving, you're there, like, fuck, sweat's pouring down. You're like, oh my God, is this real?
Like, dude, what the hell?
Yeah.
No, that's his. I think it was his first time in Australia too. It's like,
yeah,
fuck, you know? And so yeah, I went in there and I'm like all shy and shit, and he goes, hey man, hey, how you doing, man? I can take a photo and this and that. No. That photo will come up now for you, just for reference. And he's like, hey, there's a bar right here. And I was Grey Goose. I'm talking about like top notch.
Yeah,
everything.
Brands you haven't even heard of.
He goes, what do you want? I'm like, no, I'm good. He goes, no, what do you want? Mate?
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to drink while doing this job, but, it was people. I can't say no to him.
It's like turning down a joint from Snoop Dogg.
Well, exactly right. Right. It's like turning down a joint from Sean Paul. Which I can't talk about that. Because that's illegal.
Yes, we do not condone the use of marijuana unless it is medical.
Correct.
I would never.
No, never. Anyways. So basically what's happened was, so I was taking the photos and all that. And, and I'm like, and all of a sudden I see Sean Paul.
Yep.
And I'm like, Sean Paul. He is also cool.
Yeah.
I was shocked to hear that he didn't have the accent.
Oh, really?
No. He just sounded pretty normal.
Yeah?
Yeah. And he didn't have the John double, but he was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
He was pretty
And
awesome.
so how old were you at this time?
Oh, good question. I think it was like my early mid-20s.
Yeah, so let's say 25, right? Let's just keep it a clean number.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
You're 25 years old. How do you go back home and say, I just spent the night with Pitbull and Sean Paul?
Oh, I don't know. I put on my Facebook page. That's what I did.
Man. Your ego must be there.
Mind you, these are the back in the days when iPhone didn't do video.
Right.
And I had a little slide out Nokia that would do recordings.
Yeah.
Here's another story with that tour as well. So, Fat Man Scoop. Right. Especially back in those days. It was every DJ's dream to have a Fat Man Scoop drop.
Okay.
A drop like saying, hey, yo, this is Fat Man Scoop. You know, you're listening to blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
He was in this tour. The guy's really cool, really humble. He wasn't that fat, by the way. I think he lost some weight. And he goes, anyways, he's walking out and I'm with Dread Juan and we're like, oh, bro, it's Fat Man Scoop. Should we try it? Yeah, all right, cool. So I get my Nokia phone out and does videos to try and get the recording. Hey, man, can you reckon you can do a video shout-out for us? And he goes, yeah, boys, no worries.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, this is Fat Man Scoop, and you're listening to DJ Asado scratching the ones and twos and doing this and that and this and that. It was, wow, he did it for both of us on the same take. Wow, we were like, oh, my God, we got Fat Man Scoop.
Yeah.
Gets in the car, save. Yeah, bro, just check it out. Let's check it out. It's still the circle's still going round, round. Boom! All of a sudden, the phone dies.
No, you must have been heartbroken.
I wanted to die.
Oh my God!
I wanted to die. It was so good too.
Yeah, it's such a classic story.
It's one of those stories where, you know, like they say, if you've got no proof, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But it happened.
It happened. I promise. Yeah, 100%.
And like, I was like, I reset the phone.
Yeah.
And it wasn't there.
Yeah, you were up there like doing full sequeña, like that whole thing.
Yeah, it just went boom.
Yeah. You must have been furious.
Oh, I could not believe it. No.
Pitbull is an interesting character to me, right? Because he's very much so, like, he has this public persona of being very positive and very energetic, and, you know, like, he holds that very well. But it's only because it's very authentic to him.
It is. What you saw on stage was him.
Yeah.
Like, speaking to him on the side, like, you know, he's doing my autographs and he's like going bum 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 bum. He's doing that. He wasn't just being serious and going, yeah, right. He was just cute.
Yeah, he's living in the moment.
Living his moment. And he's like,
what I've heard about him is that when he was growing up, his mum would listen to Tony Robbins. Do you know who Tony Robbins is?
Yes, I do.
He would listen to Tony Robbins only because his mum was really into it. And because he was learning at it from a very young age. For people who don't know, Tony Robbins is a life coach, I guess you would say, but not one of these Instagram ones that kind of tells you, you can do it. You know, like he's actually very authentic and he's got a lot of science behind him. He speaks very much so about the power of neuro-linguistic programming and the ability to shape habits on a micro scale so that in a macro sense you have a very long-term effect. And he has these very tangible, doable steps that you can do.
That's right.
You know, so one of them's like identifying the need or the need for change, and then the second one's like developing a strategy and so forth. You know, like he really holds your hands and walks you through the whole thing. And he's now the guy that they call when Serena Williams is down, 2-0 in the Australian Open final, and they call him up and
he's
say,
a motivational speaker.
Yeah, he talks very much so about state changes and how to get yourself into the zone and the power of your physiology and your psychology, and there's a lot to him. And so Pitbull was exposed to that at a very young age, and he credits a lot of why he is the way he is according to that.
He does mentoring.
Really?
Yeah. There's a few videos out there where he's doing motivational speaking. And
are we talking Tony or Pitbull?
Pitbull.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, some of his stuff is, wow, it just grabs you.
Yeah.
Just short, simple, and just, straight to the point.
Yeah.
It really, like, that guy did a lot for the Latin industry, I'd say.
Oh, for sure. His legacy is,
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people dislike him.
But why?
Because of his style of music. And a lot of people say, he lost his roots to his hip-hop, which, everyone has to evolve. You know, everyone has to evolve. I mean, commercially is where the money's at.
Well, look, man.
At the end of the day.
How do you grow and how do you expand if you don't go into other markets?
Exactly right.
Like there's a video of John Cena in fucking China.
That's right. And
You know?
that almost got him cancelled.
Oh no, we're back to the cancel.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't. I told you, cancel culture.
Cancel culture.
I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah. I think if you look, we're back on people's Instagram page, and he's just got like these really simple quotes like "Don't look back, not even for a boost. Always look forward."
There you go.
Very concise, very simple message. I think we all know.
Yeah.
Like you can't drive a car looking at the rearview mirror.
Yeah,
You have to always be looking forward.
that's right.
Not to say that there isn't value in looking behind you every once in a while, but it
You need to
can't be where your focus is.
We do need to learn from your lessons.
Of course.
Yeah,
But at the same time,
don't dwell on it.
don't dwell.
Yeah,
But it's still very powerful words, and I think we always need reminders of stuff like that. And it's great to see people promoting that kind of positivity. And, in a man in his position and a man who's succeeded in every avenue of life and, he's got the fame, he's got the money, he's got the girls, he's got everything, right?
yeah.
And the fact that he's still giving and still providing and still offering value to people who are interested in him, kudos to you. Kudos to people.
100%. He hasn't lost himself.
I'll see you on the next episode, people. I expect you right here.
He definitely. Well, look, when I met him, what I saw, and your biggest fear when you see someone at the time that was, I was like one of my biggest idols at the time. Your biggest fear is them to be a dickhead,
Yeah.
right? To be a jerk,
Yeah.
and he wasn't.
Yeah.
He was like, it was like talking to you.
Yeah.
He was like talking to a mate.
Yeah.
So that shows a lot in the personality. And the fame didn't get to him in that sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've been lucky in Australia. As well. Another thing as well, I wanted to say, we've been lucky. We've had some big Latino artists come to Australia.
Yes, we have. Although I would like to see more.
We've had from my memory. We've even had J Balvin.
Yeah, we have.
I didn't get to see that one, unfortunately.
I got to watch Maluma.
I didn't see him either.
He wasn't here in Australia, but after I left Russia, I went to Romania for a little bit.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be that it was Maluma, and then I think the day after was Luis Fonsi. And this was right after Despacito dropped.
That's when it was hot.
Yeah, that was right when it was hot. And I was just around these bunch of Romanians, and we were all there like, Despacito.
Because Despacito was basically Gasolina 2.0.
Oh, I think it was bigger than Gasolina. Man, that song.
That brought it back.
Yeah.
That's what brought back the crossover. That's what
course.
made the scene come back alive again.
Yeah.
But I do remember I got to DJ at a concert here with Nicky Jam. Yeah. Back when he was in that intermediate stage of before he made it.
Before he was Nicky Jam?
No, he was always Nicky Jam.
Yeah.
So Nicky Jam and Daddy Yankee started off as a duo.
Right.
No, that's just say they got famous as a duo.
Right.
At the beginning. Eventually, things went a bit sour and they went their separate ways. And you get to see it on his documentary, which is on Netflix.
Okay. The Nicky Jam?
Yeah, documentary.
Okay.
It's really good, actually. Pretty powerful. I think he's designed it. He made that documentary to teach people, like to show them that there's hope.
Yeah.
No matter how bad your life gets, you can always turn it around. So it's a really good one. I do definitely recommend everyone watch that one.
100%.
But yeah, he came in when he was doing all these concerts were basically all these old tracks.
Yep.
And and I do remember he sang a lot of Daddy Yankee tracks.
Yeah.
And that's cool. But this is right before he got the Nicky Jam, the Travesuras.
Right.
That
Gotcha.
era.
Yeah.
Right before that. Right before I went to Colombia to make it big. And look at that. That was cool, I was...
So you got to DJ for him?
Yeah. Back then he wasn't as big yet.
Yeah, but still.
But,
it's on the resume.
Yeah. Yeah. He was a nice bloke. He was cool. Nice guy, really chill.
Yeah.
Really humble. Julio Voltio as well as another one.
Do you think it's a thing of just being South American and that, like, that's kind of the culture that they're raised in? Because a lot of these DJs or a lot of these artists or a lot of these, actors or, all these crossovers, they come from very humble beginnings.
They do. Yes, 100%.
They come from very humble beginnings. And so...
Unless you're Tekashi 6ix9ine.
It's fucking Treadway. Here's a whole can
It's
of
Target.
Here's a whole can of worms. So you're not a 6ix9ine fan?
No.
No?
Not at all. He reminds me of like unicorn shit.
Yeah?
Yeah. With sparkles all over it. He's horrible. He screams. I'm sorry. If you're a fan of Tekashi, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're a fan. I'm not apologizing to you.
I'm sorry for you. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about 6ix9ine. He's an interesting character for sure.
There's only one song that I like with him.
Wow, he's got a Spanish one, doesn't he?
The one with Anuel.
Yes.
And that's the only one like the dun 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 dun. That's it. That's it.
Okay, you know what he is? He is the byproduct of this new wave of this new culture of people that have been able to leverage the internet to find success.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you're right.
Because no longer, I mean, maybe 6ix9ine isn't the perfect example for this, but the avenues in becoming a mainstream artist nowadays have opened up so wide that you don't actually have to rely on record labels anymore. You can just have a hit song that goes viral on TikTok or goes viral on SoundCloud or goes viral on YouTube. Yeah.
That's a perfect example.
It's more of a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
But Tekashi's interesting because he leaned into internet culture and he leaned into troll culture and he leaned into...
Yeah, he did.
And whether you like that or not, you kind of have to respect the fact that, hey, it worked. I mean, here we are. He hasn't released a song in a year and we're talking about it.
Absolutely. And the media, put him in the grave, obviously.
Yeah.
With his...
The whole snitching thing?
Yeah, exactly.
What would you have done?
I don't know. You don't know till you put in that position.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
And that, wasn't he part of a gang or something?
He claims to have been part of a notorious group in the States called Treyway, and I think it's Bloods associated, and he was just involved in a lot of gang activity. So he claims anyways. And then he gets caught with these charges against him, and the story goes that he rats out.
He ratted out to reduce the sentence or something.
To reduce the sentences. But then he was looking at like fucking 70 or so years, dude.
70 years.
That's a whole life.
Yeah, it is. Well, he knows. I mean, I haven't grown up in a gang culture.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a different... Yeah.
I have sympathy for him because I guess you can't lose that sense of humanity, right? Where it's like, whether you like him or not, you can kind of relate to the fact that you're put in the position. You're right here at the table, right?
Yeah.
And Tekashi, you're looking at 70 years in jail if you don't start singing. Yeah. Brother, you know what? I know for a fact I'd be screaming names. I'd be like, it was him! It was him! It was him! It wasn't me, it was everyone.
But there's the other thing too, I mean.
But that's why I'm not in a gang.
Well, exactly.
That's why I'm not in...
You're not in the gang and,
no.
And we don't know. We don't know what pressures and...
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't speak out for that because I don't know.
Yeah.
Straight out. Like...
Yeah.
I could have an opinion, but then it's completely skewed because it's just... I'd rather not give an opinion because I don't know. It wouldn't be an educated opinion. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that sense.
And it's hard because then I think about it, it's like, fuck, if my friends were up to something dodgy, which they're not because I've got a good circle of people around me. But in the past, I've surrounded myself with some questionable people.
We all have.
And if that person that's kind of your ride or die or whatever gets caught and they're asking you, are you calling them out or not? I don't know. I don't think I am. I got my friends back. Like, I got my boys back.
You always got your friends back.
Always got my boys back.
You wouldn't snitch on them.
No. So, I don't know. It's such a tug of war.
I think it also depends if it's affecting you or not.
Like if you're looking at consequences for it.
I mean, what if because of them, they're putting your whole family in jeopardy?
Yeah.
Then that might change your mindset towards it.
True.
You know, like things like that. You know, that can skewer.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Because once you start getting involved in illegal activities and you start drug dealing and you start racketeering and you start doing stuff like that, it's like it's not just that it affects you; it affects your closest loved ones because they're leverage against you.
Exactly right. Then you realize, hang on, this person's being selfish.
Yeah,
they're not really my friend anymore because now they're affecting me in my safety.
Yeah.
So it just depends.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one, isn't it?
It's a tough one.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. I get it.
Like you wouldn't do that to your mate, would you? You would do everything possible to keep them safe.
Of
keep
course.
them away from your personal situations.
If Chris or Diaz or anyone got caught up in some bullshit, I mean, man, I'd have their back the whole way
100%.
through until my mother was affected by it. Until my brother
So there's always
affected
these factors.
Yeah. And he was in a weird position, right? Because his manager was fucking him over and he'd been kidnapped. And like, he got kidnapped, man.
Wow.
You know?
Poor guy.
Yeah, but it's hard to sympathize for him when he's got a chain. Have you seen his chains, man? Tekashi 69's chains are ridiculous.
Let's be honest. J Balvin did it better with the colors thing.
True, the shark. Nah, man, these chains are fucking, and they go for like $1 million a pop or something. Like they're one of a kind, custom. He got the Saw one. Have you seen this one? He got this. You know Jigsaw the movie, right?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, he got that chain. Oh, hang on, this is like some cheap.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like that's one of the chains he's got. I think the most infamous one is the shark.
$105.
Tekashi, we're calling you out. You drip weak. But that's the legit one, right?
Oh, that's only $50. That's all
right. He's got the spinning 6ix9ine thing.
Oh, he got a spinner.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Look at all those diamonds, son. Look at all that. Look at all of that. You know, so love him or hate him, I get the hustle. Oh, this is the shark one I was talking about.
Oh, there we go. That's pretty cool.
$750K on a fucking chain, man. Like, that's what some people make in a lifetime. And look at him. He's got a rollie iced out. He's got grills iced out. And you look at him and you go, fuck you. What are you doing?
Yeah, but I wouldn't be wasting my money on stuff like that. But then
that's the point, bro.
Yeah.
That's the point. He wants you to get mad at him. He wants you to get upset with him.
Well, he succeeded.
What are you doing now with Pan Con Queso, your radio show?
Yeah, so it's not a radio show. It's a mix. It's not a podcast. It's a mix cast, so kind of thing. So, so we started off. So Pan Con Queso Mix Show started off as a little so it's a mix show on Mixcloud.
Yep.
Start off between Sammy Styles, AG, DJ AG Ortiz, and myself.
Yep.
And we basically come up with an idea, like, you know, let's make a little show where we make a mix every 2 weeks. We rotate it, and we can get guest Latino DJs to do a 30-minute mix, and we'll get international guests as well to mix it up just a little bit, you know, showcase what's out there as well. And the whole concept behind it was to show the world that there are Latinos here in Australia, that there is talent here, you know. And look, it did well, like, you know, like, and we try to promote local guest artists as well.
Yeah,
so we had local guests such as MC Seva. We've had Royale Latino, Anunnaki. Actually, and MC Seva actually did our intro song as well.
So the whole kind of philosophy behind it is you just kind of want to get as many young...
promote.
Yeah, you want to bring as many people to the limelight as possible that are South American living in Australia, trying to bring in South American culture to the scene.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bring in what, basically, showcase what we have here in Australia.
Yeah.
Because, and you'll see this, when I was younger, something that you didn't have. Okay, so when I was about 14 all the way down to 17, 18, we had under 18 stuff. We had, well, I mean, we were like the first of our generation of Australian-born, Latinos. But we had the Uruguayan club.
What, back when the Uruguayan club was the Uruguayan club?
Was the shit.
Yep.
It was awesome.
Yep.
We had ladder nights at Marconi as well. And you'd have to go with your parents, yes. But it was a ladder night. And that was where you kind of recognized your culture, where you were from. And your generation didn't have that.
No, we didn't.
You didn't.
We got the cusp end of that. Like, I remember the Uruguayan club back in the day when I was like 7 or 8 years old. It would be packed. And then I think by 11 or 12, it just wasn't it anymore.
It was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was 10 years ago.
So you're kind of losing your identity in a way.
Oh, for sure. If I didn't have the experience of going to Uruguay and playing football over there and going to school over there and immersing myself in a culture for a whole year, which sounds very easy to do, but when you don't speak Spanish and you have to go to school and you have to, rock up on your first day and your teacher's like, bueno, australiano, sentate ahí. And I'm like, yeah. If I didn't have that experience of growth, then my Uruguayan roots would have been.
That's exactly what our parents went through when
Yeah.
they came to Australia. I mean, they would have known, if they know any little English, or if they knew, they would have to learn everything over here.
Yeah.
And imagine back in those days,
No internet.
no internet, none of that. And, foreign languages weren't as accepted
Yeah, of course.
as they are now in Australia.
Yeah.
Things were a little bit different. People were scared of outsiders.
Oh, of course, man. There's no denying that at all.
Yeah.
The racism existed in Australia back then, and it still exists.
Still exists.
Just at a much smaller scale.
We believe it is, at least.
I like to think so. Helps me sleep at night.
It does me too.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a lot of racism in Australia. We are known for that. But, I think it's a bit more, not as bad and not as blasé as it used to be.
Yep.
I won't say that I'm a victim of it. Fortunately for myself, growing up here, I don't think I've ever faced it before, but I've known other friends my age who have copped it.
Yeah. Well, I received it while I was in Uruguay.
There you go.
People in Australia kind of need to get their head around the fact that Australia is very multicultural and very diverse. So you walk around the street and you see an Asian, a Muslim, and an African, and it's just another day in Sydney.
That's right.
You go to Uruguay, it's only Uruguayans. It's only 99% Uruguayans.
Correct.
And I don't mean this in a derogatory way at all, but if you saw an Asian in Uruguay,
You freak out.
literally,
I'm not gonna
not
lie.
like, oh my God, get the fuck away from me, but like, how did you get here?
I'm not going to lie to you. And this is my ignorant mentality way, I remember walking to a corner shop
Yeah.
and there was an Asian lady there.
In Uruguay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a corner shop, yeah. And in my mind, I thought, she's going to have the accent.
Yeah.
And oh boy, was I wrong. I was more stumped than anything. Sí, son 300 pesos, whatever,
She's talking puñeri?
No, normal.
Oh, normal.
The normal accent. I was like,
Yeah.
if I did this, I would have known.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because your stereotypes, your mentality, you think,
Yeah, of course. It kicks in. You can't help it.
And I was like, what?
Yeah. Dude, no, like, I get it. Like, I was the Australian in Uruguay, and I had, I have South American background, and I wasn't accepted there, Like, I was very much so pushed into a corner as the Australian, and, I think that built my character and helped me kind of develop who I am today.
Yeah.
And I don't hold anyone accountable for that. That's just their own kind of perspective on life, and it's not their fault. It's the way they were raised. It's what they know. They lived in a culture, in a little bubble where it was only Uruguayans. So if you didn't fit into that, then it was weird.
Well, yeah, exactly right. I mean, you can't blame him. You can't.
Of course, man.
I don't think it was, purposely being malicious at all.
No, and I mean, even if it was, that's a reflection of them, not me.
Yeah.
And
fear as well.
Of course.
There's fear in that. Yeah. Because, like they say, fear brings hatred.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, I think people who act in that kind of way and act maliciously towards people of another ethnicity or another culture kind of fall into the trap of thinking, well, no, I don't want to say that. I want to say people who act maliciously towards people of another race, that's very much so a reflection of how they feel about themselves.
Yeah,
and they have such deep-rooted insecurity that they project that onto other people as a sense of certainty and dominance, because they need people to think that about them in order to validate who they are. But if you're cool with yourself, then you don't care about anyone else because you just focus on you.
Exactly right. Like, I mean, me personally, I don't understand how someone can be racist.
Yeah.
It's not in my blood. It's not in my mind to look at someone and say, you look different. You're weird. I'm going to treat you like shit. You know, for me, humans are humans. But I was raised up like that.
Yeah.
So that's why maybe sometimes I'm a bit ignorant to seeing it happen because I'm not that kind of person. I don't project it that way. To me, it's very hard to explain that, you know, well, not really. It's at the end of the day, like, I'm not racist.
Yeah, I believe you.
I hate humans equally.
This is a weird tangent. We're talking about Pan Con Queso.
It went from one to the other, didn't it? Why? Why did it go that way?
Let people know, where can they find the Pan Con Queso Show? If you want to get rooted in the South American music.
That's right. That's where we went to. We went from there. That's right. We went from the Uruguayan club. That's where we went through.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
It's a weird tangent, but this space and this environment is conducive of that kind of thing.
Okay, so back to the Pan Con Queso Mix Show. All right, let's go back there.
Yeah.
So Pan Con Queso Mix, so basically, you know, we had the Uruguayan club, we had Marconi.
Yeah.
Your duration didn't have it. And unfortunately, slowly, little by little, those communities are starting to disintegrate. As you know, we're not getting... People are starting to lose their identity. There's not much happening here. Not like there was back in the day.
No.
And part of that idea was to get recognized, to have our local DJs have worked hard all these years, and some who have just started as well and have that passion, to get recognized and be heard all over Australia and be heard all over the world. And vice versa, the ones that overseas, you know, drop us a mix. They also get heard in Australia as well, because there are some Top Gun DJs, especially in the US. Mate, wow, those guys really set the bar.
Yeah.
You know, they really do. And, you know, it was a little project we thought up, you know, we're like, okay, this is mad because now we can, you know, promote local artists as well. And maybe in America, they might listen to them and they're like, hey, you know what? Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm going to follow them. You know, help them out a little bit because it's hard to make it here in Australia. Very hard. So we put it on Mixcloud, and I thought the idea is great because, okay, we'll release it on Thursday night, so midnight, 12 a.m. Friday morning, realistically. That was the cut-off time we tried to keep to.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're on your way to the city. You're out with the boys, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chuck on the mix.
Yeah.
You know, you got an hour and a half of music. How long does it take to get to the city?
Yeah, exactly. And man, like we use
it takes about 40 minutes roughly.
We use the Pan Con Queso Show all the time at Chorizo Chasers, man.
That's right,
and it's just like an hour and a half of these little, like these long segments of music that's just like uninterrupted Spanish music.
Yeah.
You know they're going to be good because they've got good talented DJs on there. You know, so I encourage everyone that's getting interested in South American music or the South American scene. You know, if you're a white girl that wants to sound more interesting and you don't want to keep using references to gasolina, well, now you've got perra. No, but in all honesty, like there's a lot of value. Oh, for sure.
Safaera.
Yeah, bro. But honestly, like there's a lot of value that you guys bring to the table, and I appreciate it.
I appreciate, you know, like you enjoying our product, you know. The fun thing about it is that you can listen to whenever you like.
Yeah.
And we'll be returning that show soon. So
I'm excited for it.
What we did was we went to Twitch during lockdown.
Yep.
Because we couldn't meet up. We couldn't get together. So we are actually planning on releasing in 2022. So next year.
Okay, sweet.
Season 3. We've got some new members.
Ooh.
So we got 2 girls, DJ Pia Gabriel and DJ J Queen.
Nice.
So it's 2. Yeah, so it's myself, Sammy, J Queen. Sammy. Sorry, what did I say?
J Queen,
J.
Sammy,
And
yourself.
Pia Gabriel. That's it.
Pia
Yeah.
Gabriel.
Lost for words there for a second. So
That's
get ready for that. That's going to be incredible. The return is going to be absolutely amazeballs.
I have no doubt about it, man. I have no doubt about it. Listen, bro, I think we can wrap it up there.
Sounds good to me.
Let people know where they can find you.
Find me on Facebook and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So on Instagram, it's DJ _Asado. And
Beautiful.
on
That's
Facebook,
ASADO.
ASADO.
Yep.
That's correct. And also, you can find me on Facebook under DJ Asado. Just type it in. There's like 3 accounts you can choose from. Just give us a follow. Also follow the Pan Con Queso Mix Show.
Yep.
As well. That's on Instagram. And yeah, man. And also, soon enough, you find me in a couple of nightclubs around Sydney and Wollongong.
I can't wait for it, man.
Oh,
That's
mate.
awesome.
Come on. I'll bring you along with me. How's that sound?
100%. We'll do it.
Yeah.
Listen, brother, it's been a pleasure.
Perfect.
Thank you, man.
Thanks a lot, man.